Good morning, everybody.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. How y'all feeling this morning? Let me stream right quick. I'm gonna try. I'm trying. Let me stream. Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Good morning. How y'all feeling this morning?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Oh, why it's not letting me stream?
Good morning, y'all. Sorry, I'm outside and I forgot my AirPods, so
Good morning.
you might hear birds chirping.
Let me leave out settings.
And let me.
It won't let me.
It allowed me to.
hmm
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Hold on, y'all, because I'm having some technical.
Oh, you ain't never lied. Said I'm simmering. Hi, Patty. Hi, Laura.
Grand Rising, everyone. I'm sharing this out right quick, y'all.
Oh yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah. Y'all be patient with this just 1 minute so we can share this out and Summer can get situated.
Good morning, everybody. All right, I'm
Did
back. I
you
think.
get
I think. I think it let me. Boom. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing, Laura? Hey, you ain't never lied. Not simmering. You know I'm a little spicy this morning, if I would say so myself. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Patty? What's up? What's up? Now, good morning, you guys. Welcome to another episode of Sip and Chat. This morning we're going to be discussing a topic that's a bit touchy. You know, super sensitive. So, warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. Hold tight, cause why my banner not up there? Doing well in California. I'm happy to hear that. What did everybody have for breakfast? I'm actually my breakfast sitting in front of my face right now. To be perfectly honest with y'all.
I had coffee for breakfast. That's what I had for breakfast.
I am not a coffee person.
I had an energy drink.
I normally drink, I normally drink the rise, which is mushroom tea, or mushroom coffee, but this morning I went out on a limb and went and got regular coffee.
Let me get my earbuds. Good morning, yellow. I am not a. Why do people? Is that just like? Do y'all really like it? Or y'all feel like that's what y'all supposed to drink?
No, I really like it.
Not me. I can't. I don't even like to smell it.
Oh, I love
Mm-mm.
the smell
That's how I know when my mama's awake in the mornings.
of
Is
it.
I can smell that stinky stuff.
Yeah, I like the smell of coffee. I think coffee smells great. It just does not
Mhm.
add up. The taste just does not add up for me. When it comes to coffee. Where are my earbuds? Oh, here they go. You need anything else? Um, she said I had. Oh, I like tea. See, now I could drink some tea. I like tea, and tea and toast is real good. I feel fancy when I drink tea with my toast. When I have tea with my toast. Oh, you intermittent fasting? That's awesome. I need to get back to that. All right, mic check 1 2. Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
No.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yep, I hear you.
Where is my boo divine? Hey, you doing, Marie? Okay, you guys. So, can we get you guys to hit that share button? Let's get these numbers up, please. Can we get at least? I can't even see how many people we got in here. Can we get at least 50 people up in here in the place to be? Please and thank you. Hey, Lisa. How you feeling? Hey, Tazo. Okay. People on the panel, can you do me a favor? I would like to have this turn into an open panel if anybody would like to come up. So it could be one or two things. If any of you planned on streaming today, you could stream. in the share group, I mean. But if somebody towards the end, if we open it up, if people do want to come up, if we could clip it, or you could decide not to stream at all. I would prefer that y'all do stream, but it's up to you guys. Um, Thank you for sharing, Latasha. I see
Well,
comments, Mila.
it's up to you guys. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. If you want us to
This
share over there, or
There's something we should have talked about prior to, but I always forget that this is backdoor stuff. But no, go ahead and stream, and if anybody wants to come up towards the end, then we'll just clip it from Facebook, so that
okay,
we don't
I
do
mean,
no.
I'll stream, but I just won't share it through the promo group.
Oh yeah, the concern is only if you want to share it to the promo group.
Right.
yeah, yeah.
If you don't share it all, then we don't have to clip. If you do share, then we will clip.
Well, you know what? Let's do I won't share to the promo group because I can still go share my live from this morning
Mm-hmm.
because I did it earlier before the time frame. So I can go share that one to over there when later on today or whatever. And we'll just keep it to where it's an open panel this time around.
Okay.
Yeah, is that all right with you, Steph?
Yeah, fine with me.
Okay. All right. So we'll just not share to the promo group today. Perfect.
Sounds good to me. Now, Facebook in itself is super sensitive about certain topics, so um we may end up having a clipper from Facebook eventually anyway. It just depends on how deep the dialogue goes, because Facebook could be finicky. Or if we don't clip it, um I'll suggest that it's archived if I feel like some stuff was
Right.
talked about. I'll let y'all know if I feel like, oh, I'm going to archive my Facebook because I feel like something was discussed on here that could be flagged, and then it will be
Okay.
up to you guys.
All right.
Good morning, Mel. Good morning, John. Watching from Kenya. He's requesting prayers for the lack of food and shelter over there. So keep the orphans in your prayers, you guys.
Absolutely.
John. So I don't know if many of you are aware, but let me take this off so you can see our beautiful faces, y'all. Let me take this off. Oh, look at them beautiful ladies. How y'all doing? Hey, Tiffany. So the over the weekend we had a blogger who's known, that goes by Blasted, share a story of hers that she dealt with some domestic violence. She had been dealing with it for 2 years, under the radar. She kept it to herself until she was out of it. She most recently was able to relocate herself and her children to a safe space. And I was absolutely shocked. I don't know about anybody else, but I had no idea she was going through anything like that.
Me either. I was completely shocked.
Yeah, she doesn't go live that often, or hadn't been going live that often. So, me personally, I wasn't able to depict that. I've talked to Blasted personally a few times, um, or whatnot, and she's always seems upbeat, very informative, um, and willing to share. So I had no clue. But it's like, my question to you guys is, what does domestic violence look like? And does my domestic violence look like yours? It was a situation on social media where there was some people um kind of trying to downplay her situation, and we're not going to really get into that, but that was the reason for my question, because some things that was said was like, I talked to her all the time, we had dialogues, we used to be on the phone for hours on end, and da 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 da. But what does domestic violence look like for you? um you could legit be sitting right next to someone and not know the type of things that they are faced with, in their daily lives at home behind closed doors. You could be in the face of someone who abuses people and have no clue that that's the type of person they are. Most people are not showing that characteristic because it doesn't look good. It's hidden. It's normally something that's kept hidden in a tuck. And a lot of times the signs of abuse can go unnoticed because they are so minuscule. And that the individuals who are going through it are embarrassed. They're afraid of being judged and ridiculed. So a lot of times they keep it to themselves. So again, I want to ask you guys, like, what does domestic violence look like for you? And does your domestic violence look like mine? Because If you aren't there with that person, right? You're not with them day in and day out. You have no clue what a person is going through. So how can someone from the outside tell someone what they have or have not been through? Um, and there are various types of, hey V, how you doing, boo? There are various types of abuse that happens. It's emotional abuse, physical abuse, financial abuse, um, mental abuse. So everything does not leave a black and blue mark. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think there's layers to it. And, sometimes, like you said, we're oblivious to people who are in those situations and or are the aggressor in those situations. Um, I think that we have to make it more um, normalized and supportive of the people who are going through something like that, so that they can have a safe place to go. Um, it's very unfortunate that, people, we've talked about this before, people are suffering in silence, um, rather than, seeking out help in that situation. And sometimes, that's what's best for them in that moment. And I think because we all do have different ideas of what DV looks like, and there is multiple layers to it. Um, you know, I just think it's very individual. Personally, I have experienced more emotional and mental and even financial with one of my past relationships, to where, it was like I hadn't questioned myself, like, oh, well, I put myself here. So I started like kind of, blaming me for this person's narcissism and this person's like manipulative ways with money. Um, and until I found my way out, I absolutely was silent. Because I was like, I put myself here, now I got to get myself out of this. I'm not going to burden nobody else. So I've been there with that. Not so much the physical, but absolutely the emotional and financial.
Stuff, would you like to chime in?
So I've never experienced it, but as a teenager, I witnessed it firsthand once my once my sister got into her marriage at a young age as well, and she I don't know why she never got out of it. It was just this weird control. She ended up marrying this man twice. He had this some kind of hold over her, and it got to the point I didn't know until I was older about the abuse towards my nieces as well. I thought it was just my sister. I didn't know the kids were dealing with it at the same time until the final divorce before she passed.
Oh, that's
But
horrible.
she was abused by him for a long, long time.
That's horrible. And I want to say this: you yourself, just generally speaking, you don't have to have been through it yourself. You may know someone who's been through it. You may have heard a story play out or someone speak about their story. And you can have an input. You can have an opinion. You know, you can have a feeling. About something. So never feel like you can't chime in or be a part of any dialogue. You don't have to have went through it yourself. You might can't connect with it personally because you haven't been there, but you can absolutely feel a certain way towards it. You can have an opinion towards it. You have a view. And I want to ask this too. Listening to what some of you said, like how many people, not how many people, but there are people that go through things, they don't even realize they're being abused. They haven't a clue that they're dealing with abuse because a lot of people think abuse is black and blue. They
Right.
think it's the black eye. They think it's a busted lip.
Right.
They think is when a person put their hands on it. That's not limited to abuse. It's many different types of abuse. And some people don't even realize it until they're out of it, until their life has changed, they've made changes, or they go through therapy or counseling or something like that, or maybe they just having a whimsical conversation with somebody who they feel comfortable with, and it dawns on them, damn,
Yeah.
I was in an emotional abusive relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or a financially abusive relationship. or dang, he was controlling me, he or she was controlling me, and I
Mhm.
had no clue. Like I thought it was normal. Sometimes you don't know because a lot of times what a person thinks is normal comes from learned behavior. Like it could have been passed down to them from their parents, and their parents taught them that that behavior was okay. So this whole while you in this whole dysfunctional situation, this whole abusive situation, whole while you think it is normal because this is what you've seen everybody else before you go through.
Right.
It was acceptable. Nobody really talked about it. People downplayed it. You know, they didn't make it such
Mhm.
a big deal. And a lot of times it'll be, but girl, you got a roof over your head and food in your mouth. What you complaining about?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Like what?
Absolutely.
No.
Yep. That sounds exactly like my sister's life
Mm-hmm.
in a nutshell. My sister, she didn't realize just because he was throwing water in her face and or whatever he was drinking in her face
Mm-mm-mm.
that he didn't hit me. It doesn't matter. He threw water in your face, you fool. What is wrong with you? There were so many times where you just want to sit and shake him and be like, "Wake up!" This guy. Yeah, it was bad. Oh, it was bad.
Child. Let me get into some of the comments right quick. Hey, Pressure. Good morning, girl. Gloria said, Summer, I'm here because domestic violence has been a part of my life. Would you like to share your story, Gloria? If you would, we're probably going to open up the panel towards the end, maybe in about the next 10, 20 minutes or so, like that. We normally run about an hour. So if anybody would like to come up and share their story, we absolutely would like to open it up to those, or someone that has a resource. Maybe you know a resource for someone that can help. I have a national domestic hotline number going across the top of the screen. You could call a 1-800 number, or you can text START to 88788. You do not have to do it alone. I know it's not always easy to just roll. A lot of people think it's just easy. Just go. No, don't. It don't typically work that way. Especially if you know it didn't start out that way. A lot of times, abuse don't just happen day one. It's after you locked in. You love them. You've become dependent upon them. They've secluded you and things like that. And then you don't feel like you have a way out. So it's not always as easy as just getting up and going. Hey, Bella Silva. Dawn Marie said, most times you won't know. My adopted mom didn't know anything until I showed up with a fractured face. Wow, Dawn Marie. Gloria says she lost her oldest daughter in 2013 to domestic violence. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Mm, I'm so sorry.
Tiffany said, I watched some of that. What a brave woman for getting her and her kids out of there. Absolutely. I hate when they cut it off. It say she, or maybe that was a typo. There are so many, yes, so many forms of domestic violence. Latasha said, us survivors are sometimes the happiest faces outside, but it's just so. Talk about it, Latasha. Talk about it. Be the most humble, most beautiful, spirited people, most giving. You will have no clue that this person is going through what they're going through when they go behind them closed doors. They hit them where people can't see their wounds. Absolutely. What's up, Lisa? If you are not feeling safe and valued in your relationship, then you are probably in some sort of domestic violence relationship. I've been talking to Blaston since last year, August, and know what happened and was happening. Wow, Bella. I heard you joined her panel the other day, Bella. I missed it. And the invisible scars last the longest. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Mental scars, emotional scars. Yeah, they something to work through. Let me see. Unfortunately, a lot of these young girls coming up think a guy being possessive and stalking them is love. Shaking my head, it's not. Oh, they think that's the cutest. They think that's the cutest. Stalk me, baby. Come find me. All the while, don't realize danger is lurking around the corner. It's not funny, but that's so true, Latasha. Gloria said, if anyone on here is in an abusive relationship or you know someone that is, please, please, please get help for you and for them. Domestic violence is real. It is. Absolutely. Anybody want to take this?
Let's see. Laura said, I went through it for years. I was very young, thought I was being strong. Yeah, I think sometimes people think being silent um, is strong. Like, because you don't want to show weakness, especially to your abuser. Like, um, admitting that it's actually abuse seemed, for me, it was very hard. Like I'm bigger than this. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he ain't abusing me. Like my ego would hop out there, and whole time, especially when it came to the oh, you'll never be able to survive out there on your own. You'll never be able to get a place and take care of these kids. That type of stuff, that manipulation, that narcissism, um, had me doubting myself. So absolutely. Tiffany said, bruises heal, but your head and heart, it takes years and years and years to get over the emotional abuse. Absolutely.
And
Master,
some people never do.
My
absolutely. So
sister never did. She drank herself to death.
I want to say that emotionally, financially, and I feel like this specific relationship that I'm talking about, it also broke me down spiritually because I started questioning everything, myself, my faith, my God. I was questioning like, why is this happening to me? Like it broke me down on all levels. You know what I mean? Although there was no physical involved in it, I feel like if I would have got punched socked in the eye, that it would have been easier than some of the stuff that he had me believing about myself, wholeheartedly within my soul, like really believing. So let's see. Masters Empire 42 said, honestly, for me, the one time that he tried to strangle me was not as bad as the everyday life. Right. That's what I was just saying. Absolutely. I feel like I could have fought his ass, like, physically, but on an emotional and spiritual level, I feel like that's what really broke me down. Luna said, no, just leaving can be dangerous. Yes, you have to have a plan. Absolutely.
Yes,
And a
that's what
safe place. Yeah, so I think it's very important too to have someone support you through that, whether it's a family member or like most cities have like I know there's like a response shelter out here that is specifically for women who are leaving DV situations, and like they take and put these families or these women underground for a period of time and help acclimate them back into society, with counseling and like financial, all that kind of stuff. So if you have
yeah.
anything like that, please find it, because
The
it's not safe to do it on your own sometimes.
Just Google battered women and children for your area, and it will show you everything. And a lot of your local police departments, if you walk in and tell them,
Hmm.
they'll take you where you need to go.
Or dial. I think you could dial 211 also and get
Yes. Yeah.
directives. But yes, most social service buildings could direct you to something like that. Because sometimes people can't use the phone.
Right.
You
Right.
gotta kind of utilize what you have when you have it like in front of you. So be mindful, of your surroundings. And also, I wanted to chime in on what Luna said because a lot of people like just leave. Sometimes you can't just leave,
Right.
especially if you don't have a lineup. You don't want to leave the situation and have to go back because you weren't prepared.
Or put yourself in a worse situation.
Yes, you know what I'm saying. Like you
Yeah.
be done talk. People talking about just leave, and a lot of times people be like, just leave. They not even opening your doors to you. First of
And
all, so it was like I'm supposed to just leave and go where
right. And I think
that.
too, first, like if it's a physical situation,
Mm-hmm.
what pops to my head is like if I'm physically being abused by this person, I'm not going to go to, my close family members or friends because I don't want to put them, you know what I'm
In
saying,
danger.
in
Mm-hmm.
danger. So like, that's why I said like it's so important to have like, that outside support from either like an agency or, a family member that's out of town, away, you know what I mean? Like you got to be strategic, but
Right.
Yeah, a
don't
plan
do
is
it.
definitely
Yes.
necessary.
Yeah. If you don't have an actual exit plan, like you can put just that person can put themselves in a worse position, even worse position, because if the person is physically harming them or they haven't yet physically harmed them, and you tried to get away and it wasn't successful, now you got to go back and go sit in front of the same individual that's
Mm-hmm.
abusing you. It's no telling how far they would go in that instance, feeling like you got up to try to leave. Like how dare you? Because that's how they're going to look at it. You know what I mean? And it's been instances, somebody shared last night when we were just having a random dialogue about how their family turned them back over to their abuser.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
that was
You know what I'm
awful.
saying? Like, what?
Mm-mm.
Now just turn me back over to the very person who I just shared with you was abusing me. Because sometimes people don't believe you. I don't know why
Hmm.
that's a thing. Like, I can't imagine somebody coming to me and be like, I'm being abused. You know, he hits me, or he or she hits me and does these things to me. And then I'm like, girl, you playing. Oh, she over here. I can't even imagine that, like, playing out in my head, like making it make
Right.
sense to myself.
So, has anybody here seen or heard of the signal?
No.
Yeah, I have.
You have. Okay.
I
So
just
there's
recently learned about it though.
Okay. So I wanted to say that really quickly before we get back to some of the comments. If you are in a domestic violence relationship situation, or maybe even you just been abducted or anything of that nature, if you feel unsafe and you're with your abuser, there's a hand signal that you can make, that all women, whether you're in a DV, situation or not, needs to be aware of, um, so that essentially, we can pay attention and we can help the people around us as well. So just because you're not going through it, please take the time to search. I don't even know. Let me turn my camera on and see if I can show y'all real quick. Hold on. Give me 1 second. But you can Google it, and there's like a whole thing about it. Give me
It's
one.
definitely have saved people's lives.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. All right. Let's see.
Hey,
Uh,
Lisa.
um, but I think this is something that's fairly new within the past like 5 years. So,
Hmm.
all right. I don't know if you guys can see my hand. All right. So it's like a four. So you would literally put your thumb down and you go like this. If somebody's doing that per se behind their back or to their side or out of a car window, but you would do that 3 times, and it's literally four fingers, thumb down, like this. Okay. So pay attention for that, guys, because, even though you may not be in a situation yourself, um, you may be out somewhere and see somebody, do that. Um, and that means get help. Help me. And I would tell y'all, don't approach yourself, but pick up your phone and dial the law, um, because you never know what somebody's capable of. You don't know if they, have a pium pium on them. You don't know what it is, But it's good for everybody to know that, so that we can watch for other people who are going through it, as well as if you find yourself in an unfortunate situation like that and you absolutely need out.
Wow, I didn't know about that hand signals. I learned something new today. I had no clue. See what I'm saying? I don't know how they could get the word out, but it's like, because stuff like that, you said that, I heard Dawn Marie said that it's helped people before.
Absolutely.
I would have been standing somewhere and somebody did that. I'd have been like, what the hell are they doing? Like,
Right.
cuz I would
Yeah.
have no clue. I would have had no clue what that meant. So thank you guys for sharing that and
I think
demonstrating.
I think it was I think it was on the news. It was like a girl on TikTok or something. It was on a live
Yeah.
where
Yes.
where she did that and they saved her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. That's
Hmm.
amazing. That is
Yeah,
amazing, man.
definitely.
That needs to be talked about, like circulated, I don't know, on a weekly basis or something like that.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And I think what I'll do too is, I will go get there's a video that describes it in detail. And it tells you like what to do, don't approach, all that kind of stuff. Um, and I will share it to my page, and I will absolutely, tag all you ladies in it too, so that you guys
Okay.
can share it out as well. But I'll do that when we get off of Sip and Chat today. Because I feel like you said, it's something that needs to be spoke about. It can change
Absolutely.
lives. Yeah.
Let me go back and read some of these comments. It look like we
Okay.
missed. Child, we missed a lot. Wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. Laura said I was beaten and burned. He stabbed me 3 times. We were addicts. He would manipulate with drugs to stay quiet.
Mm,
Wow, Laura. How long ago was this? How long have you been away from that? Have you? I'm hoping that you've escaped from that. And if so, how long have you been safe and sound? It's definitely not at all funny. These girls are trying to be too grown. What you mean, Master? Oh, I don't even know if it's them trying to be too grown. I think people like to use that statement trying to be too grown. Sometimes it's an issue with home. You
right.
know, some people think young girls are trying to be too grown. They in these older men faces. No, sometimes they looking for a father figure because they didn't have that at home, and they think that what they're doing is the right way to get it. They don't really know how to express themselves to seek or to gain what it is exactly what they are looking for. So it's not always them trying to be grown. Sometimes it's a bigger issue, you know, and everybody want to mask it with that statement. People, no, that's not always the case. Now, do you have promiscuous individuals? Absolutely, who just, you know, want to do whatever. Yeah. But I think in most cases, and I'm going to say most real confidently, that that's not always the case. Sometimes it's an underlying issue.
Absolutely. And I feel like that, no offense, but that statement in itself
Mm-hmm.
makes it, to me, makes me feel like that's victim blaming.
Yeah,
And regardless of acting grown, regardless of the way they dress, um, at the end of the day, it still doesn't make it right to be
Mhm.
abusive emotionally, physically, or spiritually, financially, however you want to put it,
absolutely
um,
not.
to them. So, I just want to say, like, I disagree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, because it's like the adult in that situation, they the
Right.
responsible party, right?
Right.
They
And,
should be making better decisions, right?
and sometimes,
Mhm.
absolutely. And sometimes too, you got to look at, everybody's trauma is different. Like you said, seeking out, attention from the opposite sex, or, even from the same sex, like people who have mommy issues because maybe their mother wasn't present. There's so many different ways to, look at that. And I think that, the generation prior plays a huge part and what we're seeing in the younger women today.
Right. And a lot of times people be trying to be saved. I seen I forget, I'm not going to mention names, but it was a dialogue and people was attributing this to people, and I'm not going to do that because I don't know those people's situations, but it's absolutely true. Some people will just be looking for an out. They be looking for somebody to come get them, who want to come care for them and provide for them and protect them because they're not getting that at home. And
Right.
so we have to be careful with just labeling people with these labels, because you can't understand, you telling them, oh, they just being grown, or just like, you know, branching off, is not to go off the situation, like when you think about children who struggle in school and they have behavior issues, everybody think they just being bad. No, sometimes they acting out because they
Hmm.
can't express themselves of what's really going on. They either feel
Mhm.
ashamed, or for lack of better words, dumb, because
Right.
they don't understand the work that's going on. So instead of them asking for help because they're embarrassed, they act out. They act the clown, they act the fool to, you know, to cover the fact that they not understanding what's going on in front of them. So we have to be careful sometimes. We got to stop just labeling things like
Hmm.
for what it is. And that's a reminder to myself, you know, first, because
Right.
as a parent, a lot of times we be like, to our own children, like, go ahead, you know what I'm saying? Or like, da da da. Sometimes we overlook things simply because we're overlooking things, not realizing there's a bigger issue, you know, at hand. So we have to be careful with those types of labels.
Yeah.
Um, Donna said, I watched my dad abuse my mom because she came from a family of 17 with eighth grade education. I kept telling her, let's leave, mom. I kept telling her, let's leave. Mom told me there will be the end of her life. So one day we got a truck and load up. And my dad found out, took my mom and 7 of us to the basement to watch him to take me out. My big brother kicked the gun and he knocked my dad out. We run up, got into the truck, drove away. Thank God. I
Oh
was,
my god.
wow, Donna. I'm so happy that you got. Well, see what I'm saying? See, now y'all not finna have me up in here crying. I'm so happy. Thank you for sharing that with us, Donna. And I'm so happy to hear that y'all got away.
Yes. And
Yes,
you are a
definitely.
survivor.
Woo.
You are a survivor. I think it's important to point out that, like, we say all the time, like, a victim of DV. But no, let's be survivors of DV. Like her story in itself, you're a survivor and you are blessed. You made it through that, and my heart goes out to you.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Um,
Wow.
Pressure said, my best friend lost her life last year due to domestic abuse, and we had no clue of what she was going through. And I ask God every day, why wasn't it brought to our attention so we could have got her out? um, Pressure, you know what? Like, it's sometimes there's nothing that we could do. And, we have to trust that, whatever that situation was that she was going through, you couldn't have done anything to make it any different. Um, and I know that's what I was talking about earlier with my own personal situation, like to where I started questioning, my higher power. Like why this and why that? And DV absolutely will have people questioning, even their spiritual, and the effects on the people around them as well. And I'm sorry that, you went through that with your friend. But it is to my belief that some things are just a part of the plan, um, and there was nothing that you could have done to make it any different. So please don't do that to yourself. um, the should have, could have, would have type of thing, that like that's harming you, and your friend wouldn't want that.
Absolutely. But I think those are questions that everyone asks themselves, when things happen that we don't understand, especially when it's tragic, when a life is taken from us, a child is harmed. Like it's just a question, like, when you can't understand it, I know I've asked questions like that to God, like,
Right.
why? I like, because I'm just really trying to understand, wrap my head around it. Like, why it's not making any sense. So I'm sorry that you
Mhm.
went through that pressure, and I'm hoping that you are able to work through that. Um, and that you guys are able to share her story, because talking about this stuff, I'm trying to tell y'all, you have no clue how it can help someone who's going through it. Sometimes hearing stuff like this, hearing people get through it, hearing that people got through it, or hearing the end result for some people who didn't get through it will be the motivation for someone to, make their exit plan to go
Mhm.
now versus later. You know what I'm saying? Which could be the difference of their life and versus death.
Absolutely.
Precious said, but God makes no mistakes. But she left behind two small babies, and heart won't let me heal from it. I feel like it was so much we could have done. Oh, pressure. Rhonda said, narcissist.
Absolutely.
Kim said, we currently have a case now where the child thought that his abusive life was normal. It wasn't until he dated a girl and saw how loving her family was when he realized that the abuse wasn't normal. Sometimes that's all it takes, baby. Not even talking about abuse, just normal in general.
Right.
Sometimes it takes for you getting outside of yourself, outside of your environment, to realize what is not okay, or that is a better option. That is more to this than what you see on a day in and day out. But when you are, uh, um, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're cut off from other things, you're not experiencing other things. You kind of just locked into this one thing. You don't know. You have no clue. Sometimes you are oblivious. So when people be like, "How don't you know?" Sometimes it be like, "Girl, how don't you know?" But then it's like when you think about it, you put yourself in their shoes. It's like, I get it. I had a girlfriend like that. Not an abusive situation, but just with life in general. She grew up in such a sheltered life. She grew up, her family is all Muslim. She was born into it. It wasn't something she chose for herself per se. And her father lived a life legit, like tried to live it by the book. So she lived a super shelter life. She went from her father to her husband. She didn't know what being independent really was about. What a, having to be out here on her own. It was simple things like going to get her ID. She had no clue. And it's like, what? You know what I'm saying? Because if
Right.
you don't know, you just don't know. Like, and that's just what it is. I think a lot of times people be expecting people to just be aware. No, you can't be aware of something you have no clue about. Everything is
Absolutely.
not common knowledge, is my point.
Absolutely.
Miss Antoinette said that's exactly what I would think to myself. I wish he would just hit me because that pain would go away so much faster than the words, the emotional abuse, the mental abuse. I know that sounds crazy, but that was in my mind. No, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
It makes sense. I'm streaming to YouTube. Oh, I already answered it. They don't want you, but they don't want nobody else to have you either. Mm.
Mhm.
Miss Lisa jumping from Facebook to YouTube. What you looking for the comments? They probably on. We on both. So it just depends. I'm streaming on YouTube and Facebook, so that's probably why some of the stuff we're reading you don't see. Um, in my case, domestic violence caused a sort of domino effect in our family. My younger daughter was so devastated by her sister's death. She overdosed in 2017 because emotional and mental. She couldn't handle. I'm so sorry to hear that, Gloria. Wow. Wow. I ended up going to a domestic violence shelter, but I ended up leaving it and going back. Always, always know it will never end. Just leave and don't look back.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I think sometimes, our hearts can lie to us. Like we can, start to normalize certain things, like maybe, and I see this all the time, y'all, where, women don't feel loved if they're not getting talked to a certain way, or they
Mm-hmm.
don't feel loved if somebody's not, disrespecting them or putting
Mm-hmm.
their hands on them. And then when they find someone, down the line who is honestly good to them, they don't know how to receive that love because they have become so conditioned, to receiving this type of abuse. I think it's just important, that everybody that's in a situation like that to know that until you break that cycle, um stop looking for the good in your abuser, because
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes it's that one good thing. It may be like, oh, he good in the bedroom, or it may be, oh, he provides for me and my children, or whatever the case may be. Like that one good thing, you hold on to that, and there's 1,000 reasons why you should leave, but there's that one reason why you could stay. And I think, we become conditioned to that one thing that might be positive. So being able to accept the situation for what it is and see that, you know the bad outweighs the good, um, and love yourself enough, and especially if you have children, because um, oftentimes we see that this becomes a cycle. Our young men who watch their mothers be abused grow up to also abuse if it is not addressed and handled properly. So it's, and the same thing with our young women. Like they think that's normal. Well, my daddy did it to my mama. That's how my parent treated, you know my other parent. Like, so I think it's like, if you have children, I think it's even more intense, because it creates that generational curse, going forward. Um,
Absolutely.
massive.
Uh,
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I wanted to open the floor up to Dora Marie. She said she wanted to come up and share her
Okay.
story. So we Dora Marie, if you still want to, I wanted to open the floor to you at this time.
Ooh, they put me on the spot. Um,
Absolutely.
so I did recently escape. Uh, I did have a fractured face. So much had happened that I can't work anymore right now. I'm like a prisoner of my own home. It's really hard for me to leave my home. Um, I am still learning who I am now. I lost who I was. Um, I still have to deal with, going to court. I finally did get the courage to go to court and get a restraining order, but that doesn't seem to even stop him because even in court, he makes it known that he knows I moved and So every day I'm still kind of like, oh, he's gonna get out and hurt me. I did try to escape on New Year's Eve, and he got so mad that he wanted to take my life. Um, and after that, I did still have to live with him, which was the worst thing to have to do ever. And no one really knew what was going on. Um, I kept it to myself. I pretended good. I was very good at hiding it. Um, but I did walk into my neighbor's house one day. She was like a mom to me, and that's when my face was fractured. And she had noticed, and that's when, people started finding out. And when I did try to go hide out of town, and he, you know, was on a warpath, that made more people know. Um, but I am moved now and safe for right now, but feel um I don't mentally feel like great. I have a lot of bad days. I try to pretend and, fake it till you make it, I guess.
That's it. I'm
That's it.
happy
I'm
that
happy
you
that
did
you
get
did
away.
get away.
Oh, wait a
Oh, wait
minute.
a minute.
All right, we have an echo. I'm happy that you did get away, and I hear you sound like you're struggling to get through your story, like you're nervous. I am appreciative for what you did share with us, and I'm happy that you did get away. And I hope that he doesn't come home. I can't imagine that you, even with you being gone, because from what I understand from what you're saying, he's currently locked up or he's on the street.
He's currently locked up. He's locked up for abusing another female and her child, and charges uh that I pressed for something that had happened.
Damn. But hopefully he doesn't get out anytime soon or ever so that you can continue to feel safe. It sucks that he's away and you still don't feel completely safe. It sounds like you're still worried, looking over your shoulder, wondering like if he'll pop up. And that's what I'm saying. Like some people don't just get over this stuff. Like, it's a lifelong struggle with with
Definitely.
stuff. Like that's horrible.
Mm-hmm. It really takes a toll on you. Like, I literally lost who I was. Like, I did not know myself. I still kind of feel like I don't know myself. I just used to be this like happy, bubbly person, and I try to act like that, but deep down I really don't feel like that. Um, I definitely lost myself in that. And I used to not even want to live because it just seemed easier.
Oh, well, I hope that you're able to find whatever it is need. I don't know if you're going through counseling or not, but if you aren't, I hope that you find that so that you can work through some of those the things that you are faced with. Latasha, what do you mean you wish you could share? You should be able to share from Facebook, or you mean join? You could join from Facebook too. It's a link that I dropped in the comments. That link that you see me drop, you would click onto that link and just follow the steps to come up to the panel. How you doing, Gloria? Gloria has an echo, so when Gloria starts to speak, everybody needs to go on mute. And then Gloria, when you are finished speaking, can you make sure you go back on mute because it's going to be like surround sound. But how you doing, Gloria? Welcome to the panel. You're on mute. You got to hit the little microphone at the bottom of your
Your
screen.
screen.
There you go.
There you
Okay.
go.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let me put my headphones in. Maybe I won't have an echo. Hold on. I first of all want to say good morning to everybody and thank you, Summer, for doing this panel. This is very much needed. People need to be more educated. Um, what I wanted to say is I was a mom of three, two daughters and a son. Um, my daughter, Jamaica, my oldest daughter, she was in an abusive relationship for like 15 years, and we didn't know it. She was very private, very secretive, um, and he hid it very well because when he was around everybody, it was affection and sweetness and light, and you know, it was just very well hidden. Um, One day he just, well, my daughter, she didn't want him in her life anymore. She had gotten baptized. She joined the church. She didn't want to live in, they weren't married, so she didn't want to live in that type of relationship. And she told him, she said, we can be friends, but we can't be together. Well, that was it. He snapped. He shot her twice in the back. She died instantly in her home. They had a daughter who had just turned 18 who was graduating in 2 weeks. Um, and domestic violence is like one of the most devastating issues you can go through in your life. Um, my younger daughter, she couldn't handle it. She was 40 years old, my younger daughter. My oldest daughter was 38 when she died. 4 years later, my younger daughter, she missed her sister. I want to be with my sister. My kids were very close. She had a baby, the 40-year-old, my second daughter. She had a son less than a month old when she overdosed and she died. So here I have this grandson with no mom, no dad. Um, anyway, I just want to say that domestic violence has altered my life in ways I can't even begin to explain. Thank God I have my son. Um, he's married, he has 2 children. We're very close, but we miss my girls. And if you, like I said in the comments, if you are being abused, if you know someone that's being abused, please don't wait for them to scream. Don't wait for them to cry out for help. Don't wait till it's too late, because sometimes you don't come back from it. And it alters your life forever. The story that I have, I could tell is so long. This is not the place for it or the forum for it, but I do speak at different domestic violence forums, trying to educate young people, especially young people, even though it isn't just a young people condition. But if you guys have any questions, I'm here to answer.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so much for
sharing.
sharing.
You're welcome.
Leanne said, my
Leanne said,
daughter
my
father
daughter father
cracked my
correct.
skull and only did a year in jail. How is that possible?
The system really does, like, even my advocate said this, the system really does not um like go through and punish these people like they should. It's like they get a slap on the wrist and that's it.
I just want to say one more thing, and then I'm going to drop down. The
Okay.
Okay.
My daughter's ex-boyfriend, whatever, is in jail. He got jail for life with no chance of parole. So he's where he should be, and they do need to laws more make tougher laws for people that go through domestic violence, that commit
Mhm.
domestic abuse, because as everybody has said, there's all forms of domestic violence, and a lot of times you don't know about it, but when you find out about it, something needs to be done. So I just want to say, Dawn Marie, if congratulations on getting out. I'm sorry you went through what you went through, but thank God you're still here. That's the most important thing. And again,
Thank you.
Summer, this panel is amazing. We need more panels like this. Um, Again, thank you, ladies, for letting me speak. Everybody have a blessed day, and I'm going to keep watching. I'll still be here watching. So thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
for
You're welcome for
sharing.
sharing.
Thank you so much for coming up. And if you enjoy panels like this is the type of dialogue we have every morning, Monday through Friday on Sip and Chat. We try to talk about real life topics, things that people can relate to, and stay away from everything, all of the cuckoo stuff that's happening on Facebook. So if you like these type of conversations, this positivity, the type of environment that is inclusive and allows everyone to kind of chime in, this is the place you want to be. So I hope that you will return each and every morning, Monday through Friday, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, to the Sip and Chat. Tabitha said, I can emphasize, Dawn Marie, it's okay to not have good days. Stand on it. Allow yourself to go through those Missy. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Child, she sound like a little piggy. Uh, go through those emotions. Don't suppress those feelings. You're allowed to have them. Absolutely. Oh, Jamie, not your 3-year-old ain't having it right now. My how you say that? Eclectic life. A lot of us women have been in horrible abusive relationships, whether physical, emotional, or psychological. My first relationship was very abusive. I still have scars from the stitches. I'm sorry to hear that.
And honestly, this is more normal than we could ever think. Our neighbors, our school teachers, our, in our community, um, it's everywhere. It really is. So, just having this dialogue, and normalizing speaking about it, and making a safe place with information like the hand signal or the hotline, that can make it could save somebody's life, man. It really could. Laura said, because I was young and new to what I thought was a serious relationship. He was 16 years older than me.
Wow.
Summer, you want to change the comment?
Oh, I'm
For me?
sorry.
That's okay.
I was trying to write my affirmations. Um. Good morning. How you doing, Casey? Adore. Helen said, "I love this panel, and we love you, Helen."
Absolutely.
She said, "I don't know my Facebook password, so I couldn't come up, but I absolutely love this." You're welcome, Latasha. Hopefully, you can figure that out. Oh, look who's here. A pressure, a pressure, a pressure. Hey, girl.
Hey y'all, I'm working from home today, so I'm in the comfort of my own home.
Okay. How you feeling this morning?
Good, 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 good. This topic is very personal, hits home. Like I said, it's very fresh for me. My best friend died last year. We're helping her mom to raise her kids, but her abuser, the dad, he is, well, we just got um, word that he is home. So the system is definitely broken. I can definitely tell you that. He is home. Like, charges have been dismissed. It's crazy. It's very much so crazy.
Charges dismissed.
Charges was dismissed. He pled insanity.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised to hear that, honestly. Like I said, the system does not do enough. They slap them on the wrist and they just let them go. Like
Yeah.
like my ex, he has 7 restraining orders on women have 7 restraining orders on him, and he was walking the streets like it was nothing.
And to mind you, like, this guy he's had like a 3.7 in school throughout his whole time, never been in any um resource classes, have never had a history of mental issues, but all of a sudden it was a situation to where he played insanity. In Louisiana, money runs everything. He was very much so, his family was very much so well off. So hey.
So
That's crazy.
I just want to say a statement real quick. The system itself is designed to fail us. It's not that it's broken, it's designed that way, y'all. Like, I'm not going to get into, like, the whole conspiracy theorists and all that kind of stuff on this panel, but the system itself was designed to fail us, to fail women, to fail people of color, to to keep us oppressed. So it was designed that way. So it does not surprise me to hear that. It's so unfortunate. So I think it's important to say that we need to get out there and advocate in our personal communities for stuff like this, voting, all that kind of stuff. Be active, um, so that we can change some of these things.
Absolutely, I agree. Tabitha said, "Oh wait, Leanne said they don't do ish. I'm injured for life. That's sad, man. When I was in a recovery home, my roommate was murdered by a guy we had met in a meeting. They were dating. Big no no. She knew he had relapsed and was scared. She would she would put him so he she would put him what? Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
He
Yeah.
had caught. I kind of lost the end in there what she meant. She was scared he would put him out. He had relapsed from scared she would put him out, so he killed. Wow, he's been caught. Well, that's awesome. I hope that he doesn't come out. That's crazy. Tabitha said people tend to take this conversation as a pity party when that's not correct. We deserve support. We deserve love. We are worthy of it. We are not going to be suppressed or our truths dummy down. Stand on your truth and receive validation and love. Absolutely, Tabitha. That sounds
Absolutely.
like some affirmations right there. Let me get, you
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? Period. Hey,
Yeah.
Niecy, baby. We
I
should get
mean,
into the design and the brainwash.
it's crazy.
What you mean
It,
on that?
it's very crazy. I mean,
I've
I'm
been
I'm
waiting for
not
you to
a
go. Well, you
victim
don't
of.
miss it, Niecy, baby. We finna wrap it up, boo. You have to catch the replay.
Hey, Niecy.
you you finna have to catch the replay, boo. We finna wrap it up.
And I'm not a victim of domestic abuse, but my parents, the ones that raised me, they are not my biological parents.
Mhm.
They've been having me since I was about 2 weeks old. And when I say like my biological family, I couldn't tell you how distant we are. Just from mental, like I pretty much people say like the black sheep of the family. So I've
Mhm.
always felt like that. So I moved, like relocated myself and kind of raised my kids with basically in the knowledge of my family that raised me from birth, pretty much 2 weeks old. That's my mom. So raised me. That's who they know. That's who they know as grandma. That's who they know as papa. Now later on in life, my dad did come around, my biological dad, when I was about 9 years old, and we have the best relationship. Like that is my dog. I can call him by anything. But as far as my mom goes, I have no dealings with her. I can't even tell you if she's still around. I don't know.
Wow. And well, I'm sorry, y'all, because this picture is creeping me out. I'm horrible for that. Let me change it. Um, love the affirmations. I'm sad. What the heck? Sip and chat is every morning at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know if you are prior, before us or behind, in front of us or behind us, but every morning at 10:30 a.m. we do sip and chat. I want to say thank you so much for coming up and sharing with us, Pressure. We appreciate it. Right now we're gonna get into our affirmations. We finna get into our affirmations, you guys, so y'all know how we do. If you have the opportunity to stand in front of a mirror, we ask that you do so. If you cannot stand in front of the mirror, we ask that you just find a comfortable seat and close your eyes. We're going to do our breathing techniques. If you are driving, you hear me? If you're driving, please don't close your eyes. Please drive safe. It's only 8:37 here. Oh, so baby, so 7:37. You an hour behind. You goodness, it's early there. But take this time, find a place for you to sit. If you could sit, I mean, if you can't stand in front of a mirror, and inhale through your nose, breathe in that positivity, and then you're gonna exhale through your mouth, releasing all that negativity. And we want to do that about 3 times. Just kind of like, center yourself, bring yourself present. Get kind of like align yourself. And then after we do that, you're going to repeat after me. So go ahead and take this time to do your breathing techniques. You're going to inhale, exhale. And when you do that, you want to exhale, you want to do it slow and steady. Slow and steady. Listen to your breath as you inhale and you exhale. And just take the time to relax. And then I want you guys to repeat after me. My fears are dissolving. I am bold and daring. Today, I take action. I believe I can do this. I radiate great courage. I possess the strength to deal with this. I am a person of great inner strength. I've moved I've moved past doubt and fear. I am unstoppable. I am worthy. I am important. I deserve better and I can have better. And I love me. And if nobody has told you, know that I love you and that we care about you and that you can do this. And I hope that if you need it, I hope that no one on this call needs it. But if you do, please, find the courage to use that number that is streaming across the top of this page. Feel free to share the number with someone because you just never know. Be a resource for someone if you can. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I enjoyed you guys so much, and I hope that you guys will tune back in tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. for our next sip and chat. Y'all know we have the convo 4 this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. So I hope to see you ladies there. And please don't forget to follow everyone on the panel. Steph's Corner on Facebook, Candy Goddess, she's on all platforms. Makeup with Dawn Marie, and of course your girl Summer's Room. I'm A. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all morning. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.